So we're on the brink of any day now getting the formal announcement for the Nintendo Switch 2. As of right now, all we know is that it is coming. We know that it will be similar in size to the current Switch, and it should be backwards compatible with the current Switch games. It would be insane if it wasn't. That would be very stupid. But I think that's something Nintendo tends to get right. Quite often, the successor console can play the previous console's games. Well, what else other than that do we know? We know that it's coming out this year, possibly even sooner than we think. So aside from speculation of what the console will have on it or what games are going to be coming down the pipeline, I wanted to look at this on the business side through the eyes of the consumer. What does the Nintendo Switch sequel need to do to win? Hello my friends and welcome to The Pondering. I am the real-life fake wizard. If this video brings you any value at all, I invite you to subscribe to this channel where we're posting new videos on video games, movies, and entertainment as much as we can, like almost every day. Well, what does Nintendo need to do to win? Not very much. Nintendo is in a position now where they really could do the bare minimum and potentially break records. And knowing Nintendo, it will be the bare minimum. And there's reasons for that. See, people are hungry for the new Switch, and by people, I mean Nintendo fans, normies, children, hardcore gamers, and Nintendo original IP niche fans like Pokemon fans and Zelda fans. The marketplace has been on the edge of their seat waiting for this thing for, I'd say, the last 3 years was where the current console began to really show its age. And it's like, well, why? How? How did Nintendo put themselves in a situation where writing the word "the" like SpongeBob on a piece of paper could break sales records? You know, you look at entertainment media and there are problems everywhere. There are new controversies just about every day. Some of it rooted in political activism, but most of it just rooted in corporate greed and corporatism. Corporations keep finding out more and more ways to be slimy, but then you have people working in these corporations as the creatives, and they are far from creative. So it's a combo of a lot of things. A gaming system could be amazing, but if the games released around it are not well received, customers have little reason to buy the new system. We see this with the PlayStation 5. Sony has been on record saying that the PS5 is already at the end of its life cycle, and they just released the PS5 Pro last November for an extortionate price tag. And not only is it not worth it, the games you'd buy to play on the base PS5 can 99% be played on the PlayStation 4. Oh, and 99% of that is available on plenty more than just the PlayStation. And on top of that, somewhere around 35 to 40%, give or take, of all the AAA releases are not selling well at all. Some are not even breaking even. So how does Nintendo, of all the companies, not have this problem? It's not like Nintendo ever had the strongest hardware. The games are almost all repeats with tweaks and changes. Yes, that's reductionist for a reason. Settle down in the comments. And then Nintendo does have an accessibility problem, which is wild because I opened this video saying that their consoles are usually backwards compatible. So what are they doing? Nintendo doesn't need the strongest hardware. They don't need the most advanced games. They don't need to offer infinite accessibility to their previous catalog. Would be nice, but they don't have to do that. What they need to do is continue what they've been doing, creating isolated, exclusive, and satisfying options in a marketplace filled with bloat, oversaturation, and apathy. You don't have the Switch? Oh, I guess you won't be playing the new Pokemon. No Switch 2? Oh, looks like you're missing out on Mario Kart 9. No Switch 2? No Zelda for you. You didn't get a Switch 2 for Christmas? I guess Santa put you on the naughty list, or your parents are just poor. Yeah, those kids are the worst. Nintendo is not perfect at all. Their game developers are far from amazing, but the company routinely puts out predictably satisfying software. Like, even if I hated Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which I did, millions of other people disagree with me. And that's the next thing. In a world where they routinely publish generally satisfying products, their target market is general audiences. Mario and Luigi are household names. Pikachu is the most recognizable character in the world, allegedly. Everyone knows Mario Kart. Families can play Mario Party together. Zelda is only slightly more niche to RPG players, but still has mass general appeal. Nintendo games don't skew demographically based on gender or age. You could be a kid or an adult and still have a good time with Nintendo product. So all of this goodwill that they've built up over decades, and then combine that with the current economic and market climate of Western consumers, and you have a gold mine of potential, an absolute gold mine. And I want to be super clear, I'm not some Super Nintendo fanboy, right? I've never completed a Mario game, save for Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. I crushed in that game. I've never played a Zelda game to completion. I only got into Fire Emblem in 2019 with 3 houses, but I have played all the Pokemon, so I am a Pokemon fan. I'm not someone who is delusional about Nintendo being the best ever, okay? Look around. AAA games cost more than ever to make. Lots of heavy-hitter big names are failing. Ubisoft is one bad day away from collapse. Sony may have pulled out Game of the Year with Astro Bot, but they're still licking their wounds with Concord, and console sales are not very good. BioWare is boiling to death. Bethesda is under scrutiny all the time. Personally, I will never buy another Blizzard Activision game because there has been lots of trust lost there. And Xbox is doing everything they can do to kill console sales for their current and next console generation. Go ahead and look up that philosophy Sarah Bond is running on. Sarah Bond is a moron. Being a PC gamer can be expensive, pricing people out if they're uninformed about what to buy or just don't have enough money at all. I know 1,000 PC gamers are gonna say, actually PC gaming is affordable. But please, lots of people are uninformed about how to build their own rig, don't have the money to buy a high-end computer, and so uninformed plus high expense equals skip it. Go to the next solution. It's just the way most brains work. Handheld gaming in the form of Steam Deck or Asus ROG Ally could be a solution, but that tends to also have a higher price tag, and I don't get to play Waluigi's Cupcake Adventure 7, which is a Switch 2 exclusive, and we've come full circle. Amongst all the drama in the zeitgeist and in the industry, I just want to catch a Trubbish again. Damn it. People are going to comment, wow, that was a rant. It's like, nah, that was just performative fun. I'm not really mad or anything. Most of these rants I write are just to make fun with. Anyway, but let's look on the other side. What if the specs on the Switch 2 are bad? Doesn't matter. There will be slight improvements enough to warrant the upgrade. Plus, they've owned the marketplace on exclusivity. You want to play Nintendo's new games? You're buying Nintendo's new console. That's really it. The games are predictably satisfying. They're predictable enough to know what I'm getting into with just enough change for it to feel like a fresh and new experience. Personally, in my normal day job where I don't look like a fake wizard, I've worked with Japanese companies before for marketing. They believe once you have a winning formula, you can change things just enough to be new, but you keep the formula similar so there's plenty of familiarity. And it's not just Japanese companies by any means. Look at World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, Fortnite, every sports franchise ever. They're all the same, but slightly different. And that's what people keep coming back to. It's not to say that radical change is a bad thing or that new concepts always fail. It's more so that people like the trust and safety in consistency. Could the Nintendo Switch go the way of the Wii U? Maybe, but the chances are extremely low. Thank you for joining me for this Wizard Plays Pondering video. If you liked this video, please consider hitting the like button. YouTube is still punishing me for not posting very often, so if you enjoyed this, help a wizard out. If you're new here and you want to see more from me, consider hitting the subscribe button, and we will be back with you very soon with more pondering. Until next time, create, innovate, inspire, and for the love of God, cancel Disney Plus. I don't really have to explain that. I feel like that should just be like common sense. Like, Disney Plus sucks. Most of the streamers suck, but Disney #1. Let's go. Yep. Okay.